My research project is called The Anatomy of Experiential Learning. I chose the topic of experiential learning because it was the hands-on approach of experiential learning during my previous degree in outdoor recreation that inspired me to become a teacher. My research focused on the benefits of experiential education, like increased engagement, focus and motivation, greater complexities of understanding and critical thinking skills, and the development of a growth mindset, and why schools aren't using experiential learning to expand student knowledge and understanding. So what exactly is experiential learning? It's a student-focused teaching philosophy that engages learners in authentic, hands-on experiences and focused reflection to increase knowledge, develop skills, and foster a capacity to contribute. Although generally seen as an extravagant way to teach outdoor activities, experiential learning can be as simple as coding using Chromebooks in your classroom or a field trip, as long as students are engaged in experiences that allow them to make discoveries and experiment with knowledge firsthand instead of hearing or reading about others' experiences, followed by thoughtful reflection and application periods. There are 4 phases of experiential learning. It begins with concrete experiences where learners actively engage in an experience. So, for example, riding a bike. The next stage is reflection, where students reflect on the bike riding experience and determine what is working and what isn't. The third is conceptual thinking, where students generate new understanding and modify their existing understandings to draw conclusions to determine how they can improve. Lastly, students engage in active experimentation, where they plan and apply their conclusions, attempting to find a new way to ride. So why aren't more schools using experiential learning? There are clear benefits, such as developing rich thinking and critical thinking skills, fostering a growth mindset, increased engagement, advancement of academic achievement, maybe creating purpose for learning, preparing for the future, and even boosting intrinsic motivation. However, the realities show that there are certain challenges in the educational world that don't necessarily cater towards experiential learning. So, for example, there's limited access to resources and equipment. Not everybody has the equivalent resources and spaces necessary for high quality experiential learning. Next, there's a lack of shared language amongst practitioners, which can contribute to weak understandings, implementations, and inconsistent experiences. Next, it takes a significant amount of time. With short class periods, you aren't able to get all the way through the experiential learning cycle to foster those benefits. Next, there's curriculum constraints. There's no specific curriculum, and practical applications aren't always available for every subject and every outcome. Not to mention, they're also difficult to assess. Next, there's difficult standardizing the entire method. So for instance, it can't be universally recognized or applicable to every single learning environment because some learning environments don't necessarily connect well with a practical application or experience. Next, and probably the largest, is there's a significant budget issue. High quality learning environments require certain amount of budget. Same with the purchase of equipment. In order to provide these experiences requires more money. And lastly, classroom management is a significant challenge because it requires teachers to plan more in order to create experiences where students can have the opportunities to be able to apply the experiential learning cycle. Not to mention, it also requires a significant amount more time of the teacher and their classroom management skills in general because they have to plan and manage students in multiple environments. And that is my poster. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks.